We are all set for the big World Cup final between India and Australia. Yes, Australia. I don't know how many of you saw that coming because exactly a month ago they were at the bottom of the points table. They were struggling. They weren't looking Australia of the old. But here they are after a very tight, nerve-wracking win over South Africa in the second semi-final yesterday at the Eden Gardens, and will take on the side, Rohit Sharma's side, which is yet to drop a game in the tournament. 10 wins on the trot, 9 in the group stages, 1 in the semi-final versus New Zealand at the Wankhede Stadium, and that side is yet to put a foot wrong. This final promises to be a blockbuster clash, and there's a lot of history involved between these two sides. 2003 they last met in the World Cup final. We all know the result then. Back then it wasn't good news for the Indian cricket fans when Australia kind of blew us away in the final of a tournament where we did play good cricket. But this time it promises to be a different story because this Indian side, as I said, is yet to put a foot wrong. They are all bases covered, whether it's batting, bowling or fielding. Even, after Hardik Pandya's injury, there were many questions regarding the side's balance, how they would fare with 5 specialist bowlers. But it has been so far so good because a certain Mohammad Shami, who has come into the squad because Hardik was out, so they needed that specialist bowler and couldn't really rely on someone like a Shardul Thakur. Mohammad Shami is sitting on top of the wicket takers tally with 23 wickets. Yes, 23 wickets, and 7 of those came in the semi-final against New Zealand. I think that spell probably was his finest because he kind of struck in all phases of the game. To start with, he picked up those couple of wickets early on. Then during the middle period, when he kind of broke that really threatening stand between Daryl Mitchell and Kane Williamson, and then towards the end, just mopping up the New Zealand lower order and helping India register a win and enter the final after the 2011 edition. Yes, it has been that long for India in ICC tournaments. It hasn't been that good an outing for Team India in ICC tournaments because 2011 we won the World Cup, 2007 we won the T20 World Cup, 2013 was Champions Trophy. But since then the trophy has been so close yet so far. But 19th November is going to be an opportunity for the men in blue, for Rohit Sharma, for the likes of Virat Kohli, who have kind of played a lot of World Cups from that triumph in 2011, and Ravichandran Ashwin and Virat Kohli are the only 2 players who are who were part of that squad and are part of this squad too. So it's going to be a special one for them if they kind of manage to get hands on that trophy, the trophy which entire India is waiting for, the trophy which fans across the world, the Indian fans across the world are waiting for. And I can guarantee you one thing, there'll be more than 1 lakh here at this very stadium day after tomorrow, cheering for the men in blue just like they have done from Chennai to Mumbai. Quality cricket. I know you run out of adjectives when you talk about India's campaign in this World Cup so far. It has been that clinical. It has been that near perfect. But the only team they should be wary of, if I would say so, I think is this Australian side, because they have kind of risen from the ashes. They were down in the dumps. Everyone kind of wrote them off. They said this is not the Australian side of the old. They are not carrying the invincibility they are used to carrying in ICC tournaments. But look at where they are. They first kind of steamrolled oppositions. That special knock by Glenn Maxwell against Afghanistan. Then that tight win over South Africa. I think that was Australia kind of made it tight, made it look tight because there were some rash shots along the way. The modest total when spin was introduced, Australia kind of got frustrated, played some shots which weren't required during that stage of the game. But here they are. They're in the final. They're taking on the mighty Indian side. It's going to be a packed house. Lot of dignitaries, as we have written for Cricket Next. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is likely to be in attendance. Former captains MS Dhoni, Kapil Dev, Sachin Tendulkar, they are all likely to be in attendance. Family members of the cricketers are likely to be here, just like they have been for most of the games this World Cup. Singer Preetham is going to be performing. There's a special air show planned, so that's going to be interesting. A special air show will take place on the day of the final, and then the usual theatrics which we have been seeing in the World Cup so far, the laser shows and the mid-inning shows and the entire stadium Vande Mataram. So it's going to be electric. It's going to be a very electric atmosphere here at the Narendra Modi Stadium. So you stay tuned to Cricket Next because we'll bring you all the updates from Ground Zero. We have reached Ahmedabad. The Indian team will practice today. We are likely to see Australian team in action in the nets tomorrow because they'll be travelling today from Kolkata to Ahmedabad. So lots more in store for you from Ahmedabad. So you keep watching, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell icon, like all our social media handles, and keep sharing the stuff which we are sharing for you. Keep watching.